You are about to witness a role play of a distance therapy session utilizing the Zoom platform. In this role play, you will see each group member taking on the roles of client, counselor, and 2 ethical referees. Annie will serve as the clinician. Rebecca will take on the role of the adolescent client/college student. Tori will serve as the negative ethical concern referee and will hold up a red piece of paper when a negative ethical decision is made. And Nick will serve as the positive ethical referee and will hold up a green piece of paper when a positive ethical decision is made on behalf of Annie as the clinician. The client is a 19-year-old female who is in her first semester at a university in the state, but approximately a 4-hour drive from her hometown, where the clinician has her private practice and is continuing treatment for symptoms of anxiety, depression, and alcohol use. This client met with the clinician in face-to-face sessions at the clinician's private practice for approximately 2 months prior to departing for college. But this is the client's first online session.
Hi, Rebecca. It's great. Hi, it's great to see you again. I got your email this morning, and I'm glad that this time worked for you and you were able to reach out to me via email. I just wanted to let you know that at any time, if you're in a crisis or emergency, the cell phone and the email are not lines which you can reach me at 24/7, and that you should dial 911 or directly go to an emergency room. Okay?
Okay.
This is a normal therapeutic session in my office, so many of the same rules apply. With that being said, how are you adjusting to being at school? Your email sounded a little concerning.
Annie failed to review the clinician's online policies and read the policy practices, which include a review of HIPAA confidentiality. This is an essential part of ensuring clients' privacy in the distance therapy realm. All paperwork, including HIPAA confidentiality, e-records, releases of information, and how the documentation process works should be reviewed with client upon the first online session. Additionally, clients should be made aware of the potential for HIPAA violations as a result of online hacks of private information.
However, Annie did a great job here explaining the role of an online therapist and how sessions are to be used appropriately, and if at any time the client feels in danger, or if they feel like they're going to hurt themselves or someone else, that they should utilize the emergency response services rather than attempting to contact the clinician directly.
It's going okay. Sorry for my frantic email. I'm feeling a little bit homesick. I'm making new friends, but it feels weird sometimes because everyone around me is going to parties and it's really hard to stay sober. I mean, I really like my new roommate. She seems really nice. She's actually across the room from me listening to our session right now.
This is a red flag because this potentially breaks client confidentiality and client's right to privacy.
Well, Rebecca, that brings up a good point. Now that this is our first online counseling session, we should try to find you a quiet place like a reading section in the library where you won't be disturbed. It's important that these sessions are completely confidential and between us. I'm even in my private office where no one can hear me.
Annie did a great job with addressing this concern and providing a problem-solving technique by requesting that Rebecca find a quiet place for sessions to be held.
Oh, okay. I think there's a common room in my dorm, and I don't think people go there very often. I can go there from now on. No worries.
So, you mentioned that you're making new friends. How's that going?
It's going okay. I have like 25 new followers on Instagram. I was actually going to ask me if you wanted to follow me. I've been posting a ton of new pictures here, and the campus is beautiful.
It's interesting that you bring that up, Rebecca. Since we're meeting on an online platform, maybe we need to come up with some boundaries that make you feel comfortable. It might not be a good idea for me to follow you because even in a therapeutic relationship, it's important that you maintain your own privacy. With that being said, you are more than welcome to bring your online world into session here by sharing stories from your online connections, friendships, and all of your new adventures at school. You can also share a specific picture or text if you think that might be helpful during your session.
Annie did a wonderful job here of stating why it's important to maintain appropriate boundaries even on social media and utilizing a technology platform.
Oh, okay. Sorry, Annie. I didn't really know. This all seems really different than in your office. So does that mean I should stop looking at your Facebook page? Because you should probably make that private. By the way, your dog is super cute.
This is a red flag because therapists should be mindful of utilizing social media platforms for personal use. Clinicians should be aware of using strict privacy settings to avoid intrusion into personal life and possible inadvertent self-disclosure.
I'll make note of that. How are your classes going?
Ugh, they're really tough. Did you know that in college you have to write 20-page papers? I might lose it. I already have a big paper due next week and I'm feeling totally overwhelmed. It feels weird not to have my mom and close friends around to talk to, and sometimes I feel like I just want to have a drink.
That must be really difficult for you. But remember that you can always utilize your community supports like self-help meetings or in and around campus. There are also online support groups and self-help meetings such as drinkerscheckin.com. Maybe you could look into pro-social activities on campus, meet new friends through these activities that might also be in recovery or do not use alcohol. What are your thoughts about this?
I mean, yeah, it's a good idea. I could try that. It's not like I can call you all the time.
That's right. Although I can't be here for you 24/7, you are able to use some of the tools in your toolbox that we talked about during these sessions, like journaling and deep breathing. Do you remember those?
Yeah, but what if I'm really ever in a serious emergency? Can I just send you a text? You probably have texting on your phone, right? I mean, it's 2016. It's probably easier just to text you, right? Because you don't get your emails from work over the weekend.
You can certainly send me a text, but similar to the email situation we talked about earlier, I might not be able to respond right away. Just keep in mind, with things like Gmail and text, they're not necessarily HIPAA compliant.
What the heck does HIPAA mean?
This means that the things discussed over text or email may not be completely confidential, and in the case that either of our electronic devices were hacked, either by a third party or family member.
Annie does a good job here of explaining how HIPAA compliance is difficult to maintain when utilizing all electronic devices, and that the information is subject to hacking and therefore may not remain confidential. While the likelihood of this type of activity taking place is minimal, clients must be made aware of the potential risks when engaging in distance therapy.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
I'm glad. It looks like our time has run out for this week. Are you able to meet at the same time next week?
Yeah, that works for me. I'll see you then.
Okay, feel free to text me or email me if anything comes up during the week.
You have just viewed a brief snip of a hypothetical online therapy session through Zoom. We outlined a few ethical concerns as well as ways to handle these concerns in an appropriate and professional manner, which are in line with the NASW Code of Ethics. When clinicians take proper steps to engage in online therapy, there are numerous positive benefits to those adolescents and young adults who spend a great deal of time online and are utilizing technology in their everyday lives.